Hello, beloved. Welcome to my diary. I'm Tatami, and this is not what we usually do here. Me putting up reviews from Reddit for a product I haven't even bought, but these reviews are what convinced me to go ahead and go on eBay and get a enameled cast iron secondhand from somebody, and I do not regret that. People, let me tell you about my bed. So I wanted to give other people that opportunity who perhaps are on YouTube trying to find reviews, and I just didn't find reviews that were not like unboxing, immediate impressions, first impression type of videos. I didn't really see somebody like, this is my always pan 6 months into it. This is like what it looks like. This is how it's been working for me. I just haven't seen that, but I've been seeing the ads for a long time, and the ads, you know, they come and they go in waves, but they're still going. And so before the holidays, I did want to post up some of these reviews because there are some positive ones. There are quite a few positive ones, but there's a lot of concerning ones, especially when you think about how the average person just cooks in their kitchen. So that's what we're going to do today. Excuse my editing process for this. This, like I said, I don't usually do this type of thing. I got suspicious a little bit also, not just because there were no videos on, not many. I found one, which this lady was cooking her pasta in the steamer basket, filled it up to the top with water, boiling angel hair pasta, and then was like, my critique is that you can't lift out the steamer. I was like, this is the only negative review of this pan I can find. Total incompetence. So yeah, your girl went ahead and went on Reddit. So the first one I found, how do you all feel about the Always pan? This was only written 26 days ago, but I will tell you how recent these are because I found that to be an important part of this process. I've been getting bombarded with these commercials for this thing. I looked into it and I think it does look a little silly. It's not a bad pan, but 145 seems pretty steep for a ceramic coated aluminum. It's not recommended to use it at higher heats. It's not even oven safe. That's how I ended up on their site. I was checking to see if it was oven safe and it wasn't, which I was like, always pan. But then it only had 5-star reviews. And I was like, hold up. Now, that's not how the internet works. There's no place on earth you get only 5-star reviews except for pockets of Etsy. Like that. With a pan, there's just no way. There is just no way. That's reserved for actual nice pans. You know, I was immediately suspicious. But anyways, I like the design, but 145, I feel like you could buy 3 different pots and could do way more. I like to brown and stir my food a lot, and based on their website and the reviews, I think it's poorly suited for this task. Certainly not an always pan. Brava, crazy-eyed. I fully agree with you. Except for the fact that I did think it was actually really pretty. I thought the color choices were very earthy, mellow. They very much appealed to the minimalistic types, the hippie types, but also the more bougie types. You could definitely put one of the blue or the purple always pan on your stove and it would look really nice and classy, but it would also look really down to earth. I think that the design of it is beautiful, but that's not what a pan is for, is it? Never heard of it, probably would have no interest. Okay, pretty much there's just a high-walled ceramic coated aluminum skillet, has steamer attached. Commercial shows people boiling pasta, frying eggs. Like I said, not a bad looking design, but 145, I'd at least expect oven safe. And aluminum is a pretty cheap material to make a pan out of. This person sounds like a gimmick. Some call it intuition. Some call it common sense. Some say their ancestors are whispering in their ear. Whatever it is, listen to it. I looked it up. It's just another crossbreed pan pot with a steamer basket and a domed lid. I'm good. This is an overpriced nonstick. You could buy a perfectly good nonstick for $40, and I only use nonstick for limited purposes anyways. I prefer my cast iron wherever possible because it can be used on high heat. It sears better, fries better, bakes better, goes from stove to oven and back, and when properly cared for, lasts forever. I agree with this 100%, but if you are like me, you are not looking at the always pan because you want to fucking grease your pan every time you look at your pot. You know what I mean? You're not trying to do all that. You're not trying to get to the point where it's seasoned and blah, 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 and if you use it every day, blah, 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 and then I just, no. But honey, If you get the enameled cast iron, you don't have to do that. That's what I ended up doing, was going on eBay and getting secondhand, because I didn't want to be buying a brand new. I don't think things needed to be made brand new just for me, and I could find one I liked. I wasn't that picky about color and style and whatever. I just didn't want it scratched on the inside, and I wanted it to be pretty large so that I could do multiple things on the bottom if I wanted to. But also, I wanted to be a little deeper, to be making soups and stuff. This person said, I'm glad I'm not going crazy. All these, oh wait, sorry. I tried to limit my use of a Teflon skillet in part because I want it to last. I use it for sugary sauces, pancakes, eggs, delicate fish. Anything that could just be particularly sticky. That's actually really wise advice. See, that's why you got to go on Reddit sometimes. Just use your nonstick, because I know a lot of us, we just get in the habit of using it for everything. But if you just use it for specific things, your nonstick could probably last a lot longer. If you don't like maintaining cast iron, stainless steel is another good option. Just get one that's oven safe. And there are a lot of those. They go up to 500. I think they're really great, but I do prefer the nonstick option, which is why I went with the enameled cast iron. So he said, I'm glad I'm not going crazy. These ads are everywhere, talking about how long the wait list is and how they keep on selling out. Meanwhile, I'm just doing the math in my head and it just doesn't add up. You can always find a Lodge round griddle, Dutch oven, and skillet for less than $90, and you would get way more use out of those than the Always pan. That's very true. And eyeball those numbers and start to think like, this thing better last, right? But it doesn't come with any type of warranty for how long it should last. Right? It doesn't have anything about that. So I don't know. I found that part really, okay, so that's all gimmicky marketing crap. Making it seem like it's high in demand to drum up demand. Who the hell gets put on a wait list for a pan? Also, I love how in one of the commercials, the girl was talking about how she took it upon herself to design it, and they cut to all these blueprints of the pan. Blueprints. It's a cooking pan, not the space shuttle. Cygnus. Thank you for that laugh. I'm confused. Every selling point they claim to be able to do is all stuff you do with a normal pan. What's the point? Okay, so I think that having a favorite pan is something that you just kind of get to that point when you spend enough time in the kitchen. And I think it means something more for some people than other people. Some of us just really like to have our special pot or pan that we always pull out, and it's like, it's old reliable, you know what I mean? Except don't ever call your pan old reliable. Please make up a better name for your pots and pans. I'm still trying to think of the name for my stove, you know what I'm saying? Very feminine. She got the flower lily top design, so that deep royal blue. She's just beautiful. I already read. This person said, just get a good cast iron pan instead. I read that, and Zulon, I nixed you, because that's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm not trying to get a cast iron pan. That's what I kept telling myself at the time. I didn't know about Enamled at the time. That's why you got to read and learn from other people. This is the actual Always pan somebody said. I have the 6 quart. It's excellent. They were talking about the all-clad D5 all-in-one. It's basically a stainless steel. Okay, so they say they cook stews, sear steaks. It goes in the oven just fine. It's got so much surface, they can make it as a flat top too. Oof. $200 at Williams-Sonoma. I'm not sure if that's what I really want to be doing right now. And I also was like, I was so caught up in a pan that looked pretty. I want something that looks nice in my kitchen. I don't want these hideous things, okay? I saved up my money. I was gonna buy it, splurge it on an Always pan. I'm gonna get something I like, at least aesthetically. I hope. I'm praying here. I'm praying for something to fall in my lap. Oh, dude, the shadow is making me into a cone head, which I think is pretty awesome. I always enjoy that movie. My husband gets a little annoyed when I put it on, but I enjoy it. And actually, it's funny, he told me last time I put it on, his mom used to really love that movie too. She used to put it on all the time too. I miss Miss Trina. Rest in peace. This person was asking for alternatives to the Always pan. They said they really like the ideas, but reviews have been saying it's not that great. Is there anything similar with better build quality? The Curated Cook replied 130 days ago, so I would avoid the Always pan. It seems like a gimmick at $145. Nonstick pans generally have a lifespan of 2 to 3 years before it needs to be replaced. For the same money, why not get a brazier or a rondo? Am I saying that right? A rondo? they are the most versatile pan in the kitchen. If you want something that is more like a saucepan, then a saucier should do better. Just don't get one that's non-stick because they don't last. Now, I actually really am looking for an enameled cast iron saucier pan for the next one. And yeah, I think it'll be fun because then I'll never know what I'm gonna get. So let me see. The person's looking for something that can replace a lot of different pans. They have a small kitchen, want to reclaim the space, and so something that can function as a frying pan, saucepan, pasta pot, all that stuff. They don't really care if it's not non-stick. But this person says they didn't know if they'd use it for a pasta pot. I don't know why. A bunch of people are on YouTube using it as a pasta pot. They said, I think a deep brazier, maybe even enameled cast iron, that was the first time I saw that term, would be a great alternative, or a deeper rondeau. It is the size of a typical 3 to 4 quart brazier, so that would be a good alternative. The pan isn't that deep, though I love the details like the spoon rest. The steamer basket is just okay, and also it's not oven safe. 98 days ago, someone said I got the Always pan, and so far I liked it. I thought it would have a flimsier strainer, but it seems sturdier than I expected. So far, no complaints, and I haven't done any crazy cooking with it. But I did also buy it with a discount code and whatnot. The wait was annoying though. So are they really just like, do they really have a wait list for this goddamn pan, or what's going on here? Why is it taking so long for people to get this pan from these people? But the discount code could also help. I didn't know that people were getting $25, $30, $40 off of the pan. A few pleasant ones, right? These people weren't like angry and weren't happy. It's just like it is. It's nice. It's fine. You know, that's how you feel about most of the stuff you buy. They said we own the Always pan, and it's not even semi-professional grade. We've cooked on it multiple times, and the pros are that it's a great size and light, and it's truly non-stick. You can grab it for a small cook job anytime. Now, that stood out to me because Always pan implies that you could buy that for your family, right? Like a small family of 3 or 4, and be able to cook a meal in there for us, right? That would make sense. But that's not how people are saying this. They're saying it's hard to cook like 1 to 2. It's hard to cook like 2 servings in there. It's usually like 1.5 servings. So I don't know. I thought that was like, you know, some people really need a smaller pan, but the implication definitely was that it would be a little larger. The con is I think it's only going to last a year. $145 for only a year. It's already showing marks on the inside, even with us babying it, gently washing it. We've had it for only less than a month. At this point, I'm afraid it will fall apart if I look at it wrong. I think this pan was designed to look nice and to demo once or twice to get others to buy. For that, it's well designed and perfect for Instagram. Outside of that, stick to the tried and true brands. I'm on this same journey, and my search has led me to the Scan pan if I wanted a non-stick, and All Clad if I want a pan that is truly worth its value but not non-stick. This person said you should leave a review because they have all those 5-star reviews. Hopefully they're not filtering out reviews. This person replied, I would, but I've just given up on these Instagram brands. I think there are some actually solid ones, but so many are just great at marketing, but they don't have a great product. I feel they are definitely cleaning up bad reviews. Reviews in this day and age is just a marketing ploy now, unless it's on Reddit or another unbiased site. My significant other buys a lot of these brands, so lucky me, I get to try a lot and make a lot of returns. It happens. It happens. Sometimes you get caught up and, oh, this is the one time I got caught up, y'all. Definitely got caught up once from an Instagram ad. This is the only time I did it. I spent like $16, but I don't regret it. It's just that, you know, it doesn't fit a phone. Let's see, where was I? This person said, I have a lot of the same critiques as the original comment and wrote a lengthy, detailed, but also fairly diplomatic review on their site a few weeks ago, giving the pan 3 stars. I have not seen that review or any confirmation of posting of it ever, so I think they're definitely filtering out bad reviews. I would buy their dishware again, but the pan is honestly not worth the money. Maybe $60 at best. Their bowls, to their credit, I really like them. I think that like they're kind of those big cozy ones that you would want to fill up with like a chunky soup and sit in front of a movie with or something. So I think that their dishware looks really appealing, and I would still be interested in getting that. Good to know. Gonna probably go with Caraway cookware set instead. I did end up looking into Caraway, and I was just kind of like, you know, it looks alright, but I didn't really like their color schemes. I didn't really like that. So does it even work on an induction cooktop? They said, I don't have one, so I don't know. I would assume not. They also said we would assume not, but they wanted to check. I would also assume not because some of these reviews make it seem kind of like a finicky mistress. You know, there's a lot of reviews that are kind of about its cleaning is a little hard. It gets stained easily with certain things that are very commonly used. At any rate, let's read on. This person recommended the Gotham Steel 6 quart from Walmart that they were thinking about. And let's move on. Thoughts on the Always pan from Our Place. Curious if any of you have tried this pan. Thank you. So a month ago, they had it on sale for $95. I was tempted to buy it since it was cute. The reviews I read for it said it's best for a single person, and the steamer basket isn't the greatest. So again, it's a pretty small pan for something that's supposed to be the Always pan. It's marketed by like a couple, so I don't know. It just kind of made it seem like it was going to be big enough where, you know, you can always put less food into a big pot, but you can't put more and more into this tiny pot. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't understand, like, is it the Always pan, or is it just the Always when I'm home alone, I'll just pull out this pan? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. This person says, I love my Always pan. I use it on low, medium heat only, which is okay. The pan gets hot. Maybe the person below used high heat, and that's what happened to their pan and why it got wrecked. I use ghee, and you do not need to use much of it, and nothing sticks. It cleans very easy. I love mine in my pan. It's a lovely pan in my opinion, but you cannot put it in the oven. I do recommend the pan. That was 114 days ago. 200 days ago, somebody said, the person that recommended it to me raves about it and says that it's the best pan she's ever owned, but I have seen mixed reviews online. She's had hers 5 to 6 months, uses it almost daily, and it's not showing any signs of wear. She overcooked an egg last week and said it slid off still like nothing. I had and ordered the new sage color because it's pretty. I hope it works out. I hope it worked out for you too. Sometimes you just got to take a risk and order that thing you like because, you know, you have money to take risks with. Not everybody does. Okay, so they said, how do you like it so far? She replied, about 100 days later, no, yeah, whatever. So the first pan I got was partially ruined the third time I used it. We were cooking sausage patties, and for some reason the grease that cooked on just wouldn't come off. I had the heat on medium, so it wasn't cranked up to the max or anything. I emailed them to ask what they suggested for cleaning it off since nothing was working, and they just sent me a whole new pan. So far, no issues with this one. I cook an egg with butter or oil, and it slides right off. I'm happy with it, and there's definitely a difference compared to my cheap set. Oh, like her other pans she had before. I think it's a bit overpriced for a pan, but it's not bad by any means. Their customer service is excellent and pretty quick. My only other issue is more cosmetic. The paint is a little sloppy in areas, and I feel like if you're going to charge $150 for a pan, it should be looking a bit more professionally made. The second pan is all around better than the first. Paint job and performance. Like, what does she mean? Like, it feels rough to the touch, or like it's falling off? Like, is the paint chip? This person said, I found the nonstick wore away kind of fast after a few months, but their customer service was so good, they're sending me a new one. They're recommending not to cook with olive oil. Now, that's when I started to think, like, what? Olive oil? Everybody cooks with olive oil. Like, what do you mean don't cook with olive oil in the Always pan that you're supposed to be busting out whenever you want to cook? I just don't understand that. How that would even be a recommendation. But then, okay, so I was like, all right. They said, I don't know if I'd purchase the pan again, but I like their other products, and the customer service did make me happy I had shopped with them. That's sad. I love my plates, though. They're cute and functional. Too bad the pan is so pretty. Yes, I love the plates, bowls, and cups. So, hey, everybody likes all the other parts of the store. They said, we got the set. It's just the pan I'm not sold on after a while. This person finally asked, why not the olive oil? And they said, they told me it just leaves a residue for some reason. And then this person says, that's so weird because their product page literally says, we recommend using high smoke point oils, extra virgin olive oil, refined coconut, avocado, and peanut oils, as well as ghee. Y'all, that part was just like, at that point, I was just shaking my head and feeling really lost, like, I don't even know what to get myself, but I do still actually need a pan. This wasn't just a frivolous buy. But at any rate, I decided to just keep reading the reviews and see if maybe I would learn something. you know, just see what and I also started opening up tabs with things that I didn't understand, like the enameled cast iron. I have had it for a couple months. It's okay. I concur about the steamer. Probably best for a household of 1 to 2. It cleans up easy, is solid, but takes a bit to heat up. I don't like that the helper handle is not heat resistant. I also don't like that it can't go in the oven. I got it because my other nonstick in that size wore out and I wanted something actual nonstick. I like the handy rest for the spatula. I don't think that the finish will last forever. I'm already noticing a few spots on the base, nothing serious, but if you wanted a perfect looking exterior, you will be mad. If it's not a must have by far, would be better if oven friendly. It's a little pricey for what it is, but very attractive. Great for pot stickers. Eggs are good too. I think it works well, and I use it a few days a week, and it's a breeze to clean. Way easier than my other older nonstick. Oh, but that was what I was thinking was do the outside of these pots start to look really dingy, especially if you have like a gas stove like I do? Will it, like the bottom of a lavender pan, the bottom of a terracotta or light blue pan, start to discolor and look charred and not be easy to clean? That's like not, you didn't get a pretty pan, so that could happen, right? Starts looking nasty in a few months. That's if it was all about having a pretty pan on the stove. I'm just saying. But honestly, I think this pan I had was more functional but less cute. I don't know. They linked to something, but I don't think I clicked on it. Yeah. They said I've used mine about 10 times and I'm super disappointed in this. This is 114 days ago. The past one was about 200 days ago. The nonstick is almost completely worn off. The pan rusts and got stained so easily that it looks gross now. Even the wood spatula it came with is gross too. I totally regret spending so much on that piece of junk. Ugh. Rust? Where did it rust? And the nonstick already wore off like after 10 times? That's just like, that's really disappointing. Wow, that sucks. Did you toss it or get a refund or what? I'm super on the fence about getting one, seeing a lot of reports that the nonstick wears out quickly. They said I contacted them about the issues and they said they're going to send me a new one. Maybe mine was just faulty, but they told me the pan is only supposed to be used on medium to low heat. That's verbatim what they said to me in the email. Like, only medium low heat? I should be able to use it on high heat without that messing up a pan I paid $145 for. I'm with you. You can't sear things in this pan, really? For $145? I don't know. To be honest, I say I wouldn't waste your money. I have a $15 pan from Walmart I've had for 7 years that still outperforms the Always pan, even on its first use. And someone said, honestly, what the fuck? The fan is only really meant to be used on medium low, but that's more of I wouldn't chastise them. Like, it's only supposed to be used on medium low. No, like, if it's the Always pan, I should be able to put it up to high without it totally dying on me. This person, 61 days ago. I bought the Always pan 3 months ago and personally was not impressed for these reasons. 1, the nonstick coating on the inside was already chipped when I received it, scratched off easily. I would never have used that pan with the nonstick coating scratching off on the inside. You could kill yourself, dude. Don't eat that. Do not cook in a pan like that. They said there was also fingerprints, so I might have received a return pan. The things I've cooked on the pan, eggs, meat, stick, had to soak and scrub twice for 2 days before most of the residue came out. I gently preheat my pans before cooking them, never use high heat, use liberal amounts of oil, so I'm not sure why it stuck so badly. Even now, there's black streaks of residue that no amount of soaking removes. 3, overpriced. Very overpriced for a cute pan. 4, even on low-medium heat on an induction stove, the bottom of the pan scorched in some places, and it's so not cute, okay? It's not so cute. Maybe I got a bad pan. The inside coating did come chipped and covered in fingerprints after all. But besides the cute aesthetic, the Always pan is not much better than a really cute, half-stick, stainless steel pan for me. It's just been sitting in its box because I dread cooking on it and having to scrub it repeatedly for the following days. That was a really sad review. That really sucks. But that I would have said something immediately. Like, don't take this from companies. Don't let them send you their garbage and then it's stressing you out in a box in your house. Like, don't do that, baby. Go go return that. 52 days ago, this person said, I got the sage color, and the paint on the outside and the bottom of the pan chipped and discolored after the third use, even with careful handling and washing. Much of the negative comments on Reddit about this pan are also things I've experienced. I will add. 1. The lid is cheap material and cheaply made. 2. There are some design improvements that could be made, including the extra short handle on the side of the pan. It is not coated like the main handle, so it's easy to grab it instinctively and burn yourself. 3. While the steamer basket is a nice touch, it sits way too low within the pan. They needed to add extra height to the legs so it could sit a little higher so that things are steamed instead of boiled. I like you. My kids miss me. All right, okay, so the things are steamed instead of boiled. All this being said, if you've been wanting the pan, I'm willing to part with my sage set for a small price of shipping so I can get some money back. I'm out of SoCal to give you a shipping price estimate. There's some damage that I could DM photos of, and you can send me offers. I'm going back to my cast iron and my wok. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. We have one from 39 days ago. I bought the Always Pan in Sage. The Sage was a tad darker than I anticipated. When showed on my screen, it was different. I have only used the steam function and then melted some butter with seasoning for the sauce. It steamed my broccoli florets plus sliced stems beautifully. Tender enough with a slight crunch. Honey, sounds delicious. You're making me hungry. Cleaning was a breeze. I hand washed. The surface looked like it will handle other forms of cooking well. If this post is still active, when I try out the other things, I will update. Oh, while steaming, remember to put on the lid so the opening that accommodates the wooden spoon is not visible. Oh, I did see that you could turn the lid. That was one of the features. If you take the spoon out, then there's like a steamer. You can close and open the steamer. I'm single, so my veggies were in a single layer on the steamer basket. So, like, the single people seem to be really loving the Always Pan for the most part. But, I mean, do you want to risk that you're going to get one of the rusty, moldy ones that are chipping on the inside? Like, it just feels like a lot of work, too. It's like, it's too much of a gamble for me for the price. You know what I'm saying? Don't fill the water up too high. What else? They're just giving you a whole recipe. Oh, because they spilled over. Get the magic eraser. That's actually a good tip, using magic erasers on delicate things. But again, it's $145 and it's a pot. It's a pan. Do you really want to be having to like baby and delicately caress your pan as life goes on? Honey, I'm going to just skip through because you are just so proud of that side dish of steamed broccoli, and bless your heart. 24 days ago, hey, I literally just made an account to comment on this. I bought the Always Pan when it was about 50% off or something a couple months ago. Spare your money, it's really not worth it. They definitely screen their reviews on the site. The pan itself, pretty cheaply made. The handle already came off. That review right there, I was done. And that was when I was starting to think, maybe I should make this video. Somebody should just read these out loud for people so they can hear it for themselves. The bad seems to be really outweighing the good here. And it just seems like a really huge gamble. And what the hell are you going to do with that pan when the fucking handle breaks off? It can't even use the gimmick of the wooden spoon on there. Then what the hell has it all been about? Like, goddamn, the handle. And then that also upset me because, like I said, mine have all that wobbly handle thing. Like, I just really didn't want to do all that. So, they said the nonstick wore off a couple months ago, which is their main selling point aside for the versatility. I was also upset because it seems like you can do a lot, but the pan is actually too shallow to make soups and stuff, unlike other deep set skillets that are out there. So you're limited to what you can actually do with the pan. My SO and I are hoping to move in together next year, looking for cookware options. Cookware options, I almost said that. I love cooking, and we've already have a few cast irons, looking to get a Dutch oven, but I'm a sucker for Facebook ads, and I saw one about the Always Pan. I like that it apparently does all these 8 different things. The company seems pretty ethical. Found some articles praising the cookware itself. I'm just wondering, has anyone actually tried it? Anyone have any opinions? My SO likes their cups, and we like their plates and bowls, so getting a whole set of dinnerware and cookware could make sense. But I want to make sure I'm not buying a pan that's no good, and I'm feeling the steaming function could maybe not work. The pan looks too shallow to steam for longer periods. So this person said, I ordered the Lunar New Year one. I didn't see that one. Okay, so I'm kind of concerned that it's so expensive but still made in China. most all clad is made in USA and Le Creuset is in France. I mean, like, y'all either just specifically look for cookware made in another country or just presume it's going to be made in China. That's kind of my philosophy with things. I don't know why we're like, so, like, we're out here wanting shit for hella cheap, but then we're like mad it's made in China. Like, oh, you're supporting certain things with your purchases. At any rate, the Le Creuset right there, Le Creuset. I don't know how you say it, but that caught my attention too. Right there, that's how I started getting into the enameled as well. Especially because theirs are actually pretty. They're all these pretty colors, and that's what I wanted. I wanted a pretty pot. But it seems like the factory is good. I'll let you all know how it goes. Also, it will be a few years to see if it really holds up. They said, thank you, much appreciated. So these were 300 days ago reviews. Thank you, much appreciated. I hope it works out. The addition of the bamboo steamer basket seems to address my concerns about their steaming ability. I might have to buy it for myself and try it out. This person said, I'm concerned with the longevity of the basket. I have no idea how that's going to expand and tear over time. And then who knows if it would still even fit the pan. That's a good point. Okay, so this person said, my friend has the alwayspan. This is almost 300 days ago. My friend has the alwayspan and said that the aluminum does not retain heat very well. It's so shallow for a Dutch oven, and the shape makes it harder to fit in the oven. Though I live in New York City, so my oven is small. I don't think you're supposed to be putting it in your oven, beloved. I'd recommend the Sarpaniva pot if you're into a high quality Dutch oven. I got it and fell in love, cook everything in it, and used it to bake breads in the oven too. My parents' mother has one, and she's been using it for 30 plus years, baking bread every weekend and stews during the week. If you like it, don't get it from Amazon. They only have the counterfeits there. Try the Finnish design shop. So people have some good recommendations if you're looking for a special pot. This person asked for updates, but they were thinking about getting it. So this is about 200 days ago, but the market in the pan color is playing too much close to my impulse to buy instinct, right? Playing too much into my impulse to buy instinct. That's how I felt too. Like girl, like you just really like how this looks. Sometimes you need to just stop. Usually in my experience, that means I'm forfeiting utility for aesthetics. Exactly. I want aesthetics, but I don't want to just have something useless in my house, because then it's never going to be out. It's going to be taking up room in a cabinet somewhere. So they said someone else said I ended up purchasing the plates, bowls, and cups, but not the pan. Just doesn't seem it's worth it. I really love the aesthetic too. My SO's father also recommended against aluminum cookware because it can potentially leach despite coatings. I don't know much about this phenomenon or if it could be a problem at all for this particular pan, but since the pan advertised to be the only pan you need for basic cooking, we thought chances of leaching were higher if this pan was going to be the everyday go-to pan. Right. So, somebody else said, did you end up buying it? Still debating, but it looks like they just came out with a new collection for Lunar New Year, so I'm tempted all over again. Well, ended up buying it, but I haven't used it yet. I'll keep you updated. This person said, oh, it's a red Lunar New Year pan, I guess. It's just a red one, but I haven't seen a red pan anywhere. 300 days ago, they said, I have just received mine, and to be honest, I'm a little disappointed in the alwayspan steam color by our place. The paint on the inner rim of the lid is already coming off upon unboxing, so I'm a bit concerned with paint getting into my food and the longevity of this $150 pan. Also, I've learned from the pamphlet that the pan is not recommended for oven use, so I think I'll be returning mine. Although it's a very beautiful pan, my quest for an aesthetically pleasing, functional pan shall continue. They returned with no questions asked. They said it was super easy. Customer service was excellent. The funds were back in their account the day after the tracking number showed they received it. The entire return process took about 5 business days. I've been eyeing this piece, said someone else about 200 days ago, but specifically, I want a pan that can transfer from stovetop to oven. That was me too. I read a few product reviews and learned that it cannot go, so I'm going to have to pass. For a quality Dutch oven, you can't go wrong with Le Creuset. Costco has a 6.5 quart right now for $200, which is a steal. So, if you are going to go ahead and get one of the enameled cast iron, keep that in mind, that about 6.5 quart for about $250, that's a pretty good deal. Like, you're gonna see how expensive these are on their site, so just go to eBay. If you have about $150 to spend on a pan, you're gonna probably spend about $25 more than that, including shipping, but you're probably gonna be able to find your pan within that budget. I would say give yourself $200. just wait till you have the 200 bucks. Just wait to put the extra 50 bucks into that so you can get this really nice pan, because I think it's actually really worth it. There are some that are going to be cheaper, you know what I mean? And you just have to look at the sizes of them. You know, get yourself a 2-quart, you know, stove or crusette. We are done. Okay, so I hope that was perhaps helpful to some people for who are just debating. They wanted to have some advice from some other people. They wanted to just have information from some other people. You know what I mean? Sometimes we need to be able to reach out to each other and spread this information. So that's what I'm doing. I included all the reviews I found. There were some good ones. There were a lot of really concerning ones, and that is why ultimately I ended up choosing what I did, to just go get a secondhand enameled cast iron pan.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loves me too.
Thank you so much for watching. May your ancestors and spirit guides be with you at every crossroads, and many blessings to you in your kitchen. We'll see you all next